and order nothing than that. Now, how do I know it is market structure and order flow? It is because if I ask anybody now that what is your problem, you would say that I don't know what's happening. We're trading the same strategy. It's hitting TP and I'm hitting SL. That's what anybody would tell me. Fine. Now, if somebody is hitting TP and you are hitting SL, and you both are trading the same thing, the only thing that is making you hit SL is because you are trading against the market structure. All right, you're trading against the market structure. How do I mean? A reversal, sorry, a low probability trade is a low probability trade, right? A counter trade is a low probability trade, even if it is a QML. When you talk about low probability trade, once you see it, you know that okay, this is a low probability trade, and you know what to risk on it. Now, because you see key level everywhere, doesn't mean that you should trade it. Because you see key level everywhere does not mean that you should trade it. The person that says is having issue knowing what fresh and unfresh is, despite you know that is unfresh is caused by a week, then you don't have any problem. That is the only thing for unfresh. It's just that week. You don't have any other problem. So, like I'm saying, your only problem is that you want to catch every movement. Now, let me draw your attention to something. Let me share my screen. I'll use gold to explain everything I'll do tonight, and then we'll start our question and answer. I'm taking just 5 questions. Let me explain what I want to explain first. Taking just 5 questions. Now, look at this chart. Now, somebody said that gold has produced both buy and sell key level. Which one we go take? Now, if I should remember vividly, this person was referring to this thing as a buy key level. Now, let's just assume that Mr. Abubakar wants to take a buy from here. I'll draw your attention to something. Let me know how many. As if this thing trigger. I don't know how many what this is, but most definitely this is less than 1 to 3. Now, you have no business trading this buy key level. Now, I will tell you why. If you check the structure of gold, aside that we used to counter trade sometimes, trading blindly is losing money. There is the time where you counter trade rightly. Now, you have already seen gold that, okay, this is a bearish market. In this, my own broker, this is my own inducement. Since we have gone to the downtrend, now this is my inducement over here. Because we have broken the previous inducement at this option here. So we have to continue selling. But fortunately, price took out the inducement. And then we had the next valid break of structure, which is this, as the disruption. Now, until price has taken out this thing here, you don't have to take a buy, except you want to trade. Except you want to trade a counter inverse, which is not even this thing. I will come back to that. Now we have this guy here. Now, I told you guys about something. I said when price is ranging, the only way you can approach it, because what is happening on gold here is a ranging market. You can see it's neither going above this or coming down to break this. Everything happening here is just range. The only approach you can use is this. Now, the reason why you don't have to buy inside this place is because obviously you can see that price broke this structure here. This is the most recent buy price created. Even if you want to buy, this sale will come first before this buy. And if the sale comes first and the sale holds, this buy will not hold. We had our first sale in the previous class that we had. You all can remember it. The one that we took, I think this was the failed key level we used in that one. This one. Let me be using another this thing so that it can be bold enough. This is the key level we use. These two. We use these two fake key levels here. These two by key level, this one that failed. That's what we used. With that, this was the most recent buy, I guess, that failed. Now we use this to sell inverse from here. All of you remember this sell now because I told you guys, I said God is doing something. Let us go and check on that guy. Somebody wanted to ask a question, and then I said, hold on. Let's go and check gold. Something's happening. I told you guys, let's go and check what's happening on gold. This was the first sale that happened. I don't like to use this box for key level so that it not be like that's all of that is the zone. The zone is just this high. And then the invalidation is just this. So if you are looking very well, we have got 2 trades, 6 weeks to reward. If you are measuring this 3 by 3. One year. As you can see. Now, price later came back to take out this. The last high it created. But if you observe what it did, it failed this on fresh key level before taking it out. Look at it. After it broke above, if we were the types of traders that trade on fresh, this would have been our buy zone. As you can see, price even reacted to it. So let us assume that somebody in another mentorship trades on fresh and he was set to take a buy from here. It took that buy and its SL is here. You can see that price, let's say, is targeting 1 to 3. You can see that price will come back to its SL after 1 to 1. After 1 to 1. Price will come back to its SL. Now, that is SL is what gave us this entry here. So, what's now making you think that we have an entry here when this one is still the most recent? I told you guys, always the most recent. You have no business with buying here when this guy is still here. Meanwhile, if this guy hold, this guy will not hold because just you can see as this guy held now, this guy is out. If there's anything I'm looking forward to, for God to just break out. I think there's a news tomorrow. It should just either break out above or break out below. Let us know that, okay, we are buying. If by tomorrow news, God does something, because this is a key level here, God does something like this, and it comes back to this place, you take your QML inverse, you buy. That is if we are going to take out this zone, because of course a zone needs to fail. So for now, this is just a ranging market. What we are doing, we are just trying to like get something inside of it. So you had no business trying to buy here. That's what I'm trying to point out. And this sale, I already explained it. This failed key level after price breaks up should have cost it. This disruption, once it's taking out the body of the candle, the buy continues, and this zone, this guy here, we go out. Simple as that. You guys try to complicate this thing. It's no hard. No hard. You have to pay attention to details. Pay attention to when I explain to more you are not really paying attention. Pay attention to details. So let me take questions. I'm taking 5 questions tonight. Questions on what we have done. Don't go and look for questions in what does not concern also, please. There's no time to waste. Let's go to the chat box first to see what we have there. So when I check through the chat box, ask valid question so that nobody will waste our time here. Who said this can be recap class? She never teach us reclamation. People are very funny. That's what somebody said if I have taught QML. I don't know. So many things are happening. Me, I've not explained reclamation. Okay. At this point, I just like TLS 2.0. At this point, I expect that all of us will even be trading the same thing. Like, literally, when I have a setup and I even post about it, almost everybody will be on the same page. No, yeah, most persons actually sent me a DM today from TLS 2.5 showing me the trades that they also entered it. But it's not even just about that. I need more people. More people. That one is not enough. That's the reason why I stopped dropping trades, like, because it makes people so lazy and reluctant. And this is a group mentorship, not like it's a private class. Once you are lazy now, you just be sitting your arms down before you know the class is over. Everybody's facing their own life. It will be like you did not learn, other people learned, or just something. So let's check. And it's not any QML you see, you just say it's QML. Anything you see, you just say it's QML. Please, oh. Please, oh. For example, now somebody will just go here now and say that this thing is QML, want to come and trade from. Please, oh. Some say price have scattered it. Weeks, body. Like, price have tap on it. Uncountable time. You just from nowhere and mark it. Not like that now. These things are not hard. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing. Let me check the question. Um, Ask question. People are telling me to check Pix 10. You want to use me as a signal group? Ask question on what we have learned. Hmm. Ask questions on what we have learned, not this. This one say talk about psychology. Okay, for a QML to be valid, a corresponding key level in a direction has to fail. Now, my question is, what is what make what what is what made it a failed key level? Price just has to invalidate it. A key level is made up of two candles, no matter whatever it is. So if this is your key level, no matter how long the wicks are, like just this one here, the last entry took this one, okay. No matter how long the weeks are, price just to make it a failed key level, price needs to come down. Instead of buying from here, maybe buy small, you should come down and take it out this way. Take both the wick and the body. The QML is this place that you are supposed to buy from. That's where you now sell from. That's your QML. Simple. Simple and short. Okay. Let me take another question. How do we determine the range of an asset with limited price data like derived assets? Fine, that's a very good question. Just look for three externals in the corresponding order flow. What do I mean? You want to know the range. Your range basically to know what the higher time frame is saying. Just look for at least the last three external that price has created. That should tell you if it's on an uptrend or a downtrend externally. Then take the last most recent external, mark your internal from there. Simple. Let me take another question. What are all these people saying talk about psychology? You know why I don't talk deeply on psychology? Because I feel like you guys need some certain amount of win to be able to know if your problem is really psychological or you were using a bad strategy. Because for one thing I know, confidence comes from winning. So if your psychology, you say, I cannot execute my trade, then risk low, even if it's to risk $3 or $5 per trade. Once you win consistently, your psychology, your brain will market to you that seems like we can up our risk because we are now consistent. You understand? Let's check. Which one is, please walk us through the dynamics of the most recent key levels. How do you mean? I don't understand that question. Please, the last high before you marked that inducement on gold, what is it called? The last high before I marked the inducement. The last high. Which high before I marked inducement? I don't know the last high I'm talking about. This was the last high here. These other things are just range we are scalping. There's nothing to talk about mitigation block, oh, please. There's nothing to talk about that thing. Don't come and confuse yourself. Is order flow only applicable to uptrend or all trend in general? It is for all trend. This gold is it not a downtrend that we're trading? We have types of order flow. We have the order flow of external, the order flow of internal, the order flow of key levels, which is the order flow of entry. So it's applicable to both buy and sell. Please mark market structure for a whole year. You have mind though. How would I take other questions if I it's January to December? How do you spot a failed key level? I explained that already. We haven't done a vision on what we have been taught so far. What are we doing? We did division together with top-down analysis. It was even more of that safe. And that's what we are even still doing now. Please talk on QM. I'm not even seeing questions like I'm not seeing questions. People are asking questions like you were not even in the previous classes, like you are just joining today. This one say, what do you mean when you say QML inverse? The questions are like people just joined today, but you're not joining the other classes. What do you mean? This one said, in an invalid external with one or two internal, what do we expect? Are we meant to say we are unsure of the market's direction because there's no valid external in view, or because there's no validity of that external we look out for more sales than buy? Okay, fine. I love this question. Now, it is impossible not to have a valid external in view. Even if there's two invalid external, invalid I mean is they don't have three valid internals in them. there is that one valid external below. Even if it's not this week, was created this month, check last month, there is just a valid external somewhere. Wherever that valid external is, that is where that external is. You will trade those internals and follow the internal order flow till you come down to that external. You keep following the internal order flows. In case price takes out the inducement and disruption, the rest of the legs, are they what people also call internal range liquidity? Yes, I said it before. It's called internal liquidity. I explained it. So what are saying? What's this? uh Let me just assume you are talking to me. So what am I saying? Is it that before we take inverse trade, the key level stop loss will have been taken out? Of course. Why is it called inverse? If the key level stop loss, whether fetch or unfetch, the key level has to fail first. Key level has to fail first. Is definition, someone please, when you want to write there, just check all you're writing. Even if the spelling is not very correct, just at least put it in a way that it's readable, please. Thank you. I guess you were trying to say is the definition of recent remain recent until that zone breaks. It is recent. It is recent and still going to be called recent until price creates another zone above it or below it. If it's for sale, below it. If it's for buy, above it. If not, it still remains the recent. What about the inner class said we create? When did I say I'll create inner class? What inner class again? Inner class. Me? This is TLS 2.5 evolution inner circle. There is no other inner class aside this. Once price sweeps the inducement, what do you say here? I'm not saying this clearly. Fortunately, I can't read this very well. It's so clear. There is no comma or something. So it's somehow after that inducement, what did you write there? It's not, it's just P. I can see. There is no other thing there. Is it advisable to trade on Fridays? Price usually consolidate most times on Friday. Any day of aside the ranging markets and then there's no QML inverse, any day of setup shows up. Will I let it be Monday midnight trade, Sunday midnight trade? This gold was it not this which of the trade itself that analyzed which midnight? I think it should be his buy also. Yes, was this buy? When did I analyze it? Is it not on Sunday night? When did it trigger? Is it not midnight to Monday? So don't mind all those people and all those that things. They'll just tell you to scare you. Trade though, whenever price shows up for you, trade. Like don't let anybody tell you don't trade this day, don't trade that day. They're just trying to scare you. Well, you know how to analyze. When people ask for setup, it just I don't just understand. If I drop signal for you, which one will you do by yourself? This person that's asking, what do you mean when you say QML inverse? I want to assume that this is the first class you're attending. Please go back to the previous videos. And plus, I've even been explaining QML inverse. This code I explained is the same QML I used to explain. Some of the questions just make me feel like the people are not even following. Fabian, be warned. Kingsley, Fabian, be warned. Be warned. You will not tell me what to do. You are not the tutor. If I tell somebody to go back to watch a video, I know why. What explanation will I do on QML now that we beat the initial class we had? You are saying she keep on beating around. Be warned. Somebody did not attend the class. I should explain it from the beginning again because one person leave to answer other important questions that are based on what they should ask to start explaining a subtopic, a topic on its own. Don't do that. I've been avoiding your messages. I've been seeing all the things you're writing here. We have a lot of questions, but I should go back to start explaining what QML is from the start. Do you know that explaining QML from the start involves going back to explain what a key level on its own is? What's the time? Not see any question here. Let me just call people to talk. Let me take verbal questions. Kindly give a thumb up and I'll call you. Paul, let me hear you.
Hello, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Yeah, I have two questions now.
Go on.
One of them is I've seen a situation where price doesn't invalidate a key level before reacting from it, like a QML. Like, for instance, now the way let's use a bullish scenario.
Excuse me.
The key level,
See, if people can see somebody that God created in his own image drawing this thing, not like we are in a nursery school. Look at what somebody is drawing. How can you even do such a thing? Like, how do people even do in public? Continue.
yes, ma'am. So I said I've seen a scenario where price doesn't invalidate a key level. Take, for instance, a bullish key level. Price doesn't invalidate it, but it reacts from it like a QML before invalidating it. Now, such reaction, do we call that a mitigation? That is like making the QML, the supposed QML, to be formed on fresh.
Like, how do you mean? Come again, sorry.
Okay, take for instance, yeah,
Okay.
this bullish key level that we have, one of them, any of them,
Yes.
just the image of a bullish key level. Now, the next candle that formed after the key level, that is a break has happened above the key level, making it actually a, say, for instance, a resistance becomes support.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the next candle that is to be like a trigger, let's use a dual key level, for instance, now. The next candle that forms, that is to be where one can take a trade from in a dual key level sense. It doesn't invalidate the candle. It just, I don't know how to put this best. But
Like,
basically,
for example, like this one here now, this is where the key level invalidation is. Am I right?
yes.
And then it just stops somewhere like here. It doesn't go below it.
Yeah,
And the next candle, you want to like enter with the next candle triggering this QML.
yes. Yes, the next candle, it doesn't invalidate, but the next candle that forms, it goes to touch the, if the candle was invalidated, the next candle that will touch that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I understand what you're asking. For example, now this what invalidated this our buy key level, this one here was this candle, this one. Now let us assume that this one did not invalidate it. And this
Yes,
one came and then it tapped on it like this that it did, and then later came back to invalidate. Your question is if we can see enter. Of course, something like that happened with which pair? Is it this particular code or thereabout? Let me check. Um, trying to. Okay, yes. Look at this. This is your question directly now. You can see that this particular key level here, this one here, the previous one we took, which is this trade, the invalidation is this candle. This candle did not
yes,
invalidate it. This candle here. But the next one that came, went above to like do like he wants to trigger it, right? You can see I still took the
Yeah.
trade. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Until an
Okay.
invalidation occurs, any touch that it has is still valid. Like the trade is still valid. You understand me?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Please, and then finally is regarding structure.
Okay.
Now, in term using advanced market structure, where we have first of all the inducement taken out, and
Yes.
then the disruption of order flow.
Yes.
Now, take for instance between the disruption of order flow and the last lower low that was created. That is the last lower low that was created. Now, let's say price moves, takes out the inducement, and then forms a higher low. And then it proceeds, breaks structure, and then takes out the second. Now, in this case, it took out the disruption, made the disruption of order flow. Now, in between the lower low and the disruption of order flow, there are two valid break of structures that are bullish. I don't even understand what I'm saying.
Not really. Go on. Just start from the beginning again. I don't.
Okay, let's use this line. The line, this key level line you drew, the recent one, the most recent one where a trade happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, let's say that line, now let's take it for instance, that is a disruption of order flow.
This one.
Yes, let's just assume it's a disruption of order flow.
Okay.
Now, if you look, you can see something that looks like a break of structure. Two recent ones.
This one.
That-
One here.
Yes, that is one.
Second
That is
one
one.
here.
And this and the that's the second one.
Okay.
Now, assuming that happens now, that is transiting from a downtrend to an uptrend now. Can we call those two break of structure, if they are valid, actual
Inducement
points to trade
and
from?
disruption. Yes, they are valid to trade for. For
That's as far
example,
as
if
a
price,
disruption.
yes. For example, now if price comes back, let me use this. Price comes back to take out this disruption now. This is a valid zone to trade from, of course. Very valid to buy from. Yeah, as QMF.
Okay.
It's very valid.
Okay.
And you can start counting it as this as your inducement, this as your disruption. You understand me?
Oh,
So it's valid.
okay.
As
Thank
a
you.
matter of
Thank you.
fact, tomorrow we might even see buys. Like, fair enough. Whatever, we are ready anyway. Let me
Okay.
take another person. Let me let me just call out somebody else. Just give me a thumbs up. I want to ask a question. Because somebody I've not called before. Samuel, Daniel. I want to call people I've not called throughout the class.
Good evening, Sabii girl.
Mm.
So I wanted to ask, based on study of this whole strategy now, like when you've learned, like in the weekend, when markets are closed, how do you study? Like apart from back testing, do we
Yeah.
just go miss
I
trades?
review my trades, like all the TP I've hit now. I write out everything, why I took those trades. That's all.
Okay. What if you didn't take any trade that week?
I will still try to know why I did not take any trade now. I will still write it down. Price snubbed me. My entry was this. Price tapped on this. Maybe if I had a snubbed entry, I would not see set up. I could still rest for the weekend.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Of course. Let me take somebody else. Just a thumb up. Isaac Baba Willie. Isaac
All
Baba.
right. Good evening.
That's him. Yeah.
Babawali Isaac here. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So my question is simple. I've seen you speak about flip zones
Yeah.
and how they might, how the price might react to it. So that's what I want to ask about basically because I'm not clear. I feel like are flip zones like former key levels the market created before or
No.
something?
Yes, they are
That's flip zone. Okay.
not like just zones that market created before. Flip zones are just previous break of structures. They might not be key levels. For example, now,
Okay.
yeah, your structural liquidity is in between, but they are major break of structures. You can't call this high a flip zone. No, this high did not break any major break of structure. If this high now can break this low, then this is a flip zone. But as it is now, this disruption is a flip zone.
Okay.
This structural liquidity, this one is a flip zone. This is a flip zone. This structural liquidity is a flip zone. This high is a flip zone. You understand me? Because they are
All
actually break
right. All right.
structures. Yes. Let me take somebody
Okay,
else.
understood.
All right.
Thank you.
Just give me a thumbs up. Don't raise up your hands because a lot of people are raising up their hands. So I know you have a question. Andrew in your la. Let me hear you.
Oh, good evening, Sabii girl.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I was one that asked the question that the I before the inducement, like this inducement that you marked, like there's like a W, this W formed here.
Okay, this one
This
here.
no, go down the high here.
Which high again?
This the W like the middle part of the W at the middle of the left at the
Everything,
middle.
sir, can you hear me? Everything that's happening here is not a valid structure. This is a ranging market. Everything here is nothing. The only valid break of structure we have is this inducement and this disruption. This thing has not broken any high, neither has this thing broken any low. If this can come down, then this is a full break of structure. If this can break up, then this is a full break of structure. 1, 2. Otherwise, this W is that you called is nothing.
No, wait,
Have
like I'm talking about this, the middle of this inducement. No, you're not like you've not
which
gotten it yet.
middle? This one?
Yeah, this one, yeah, that one.
Where is the W there?
I'm seeing two arrows. I don't, like, what's that point called?
What point? Here?
Yes,
Here.
like
What is it
yes,
called?
yes.
What is it supposed to be
Because
called?
it tried to form like it was as if it was buying. You understand? Like it was buying, it was going up. So I was thinking that's like a higher high.
No, it's not.
Okay,
It's nothing.
okay,
You
okay.
understand?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's take another person. Just give me a thumbs up and I'll call you. There's some more evidence. Let's hear from you.
Okay, good evening, Sabii. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Please, sorry, I wanted to ask a question based
Okay.
on this QML or key level invalidation. You know, our last class, when we were trying to mark your QML, there's one that ended with week
That
that
we
you
what?
marked. With week. I
Okay.
thought that I thought the invalidation is going to close with a body before you know that
No,
it's a
no,
full
I did not say
invalidation.
that. No. A week can be an invalidation, but it is subjective on the pair. For example, gold, week is an invalidation. VIX 25, week is an invalidation. CAD JPY, these are the pairs I have traded personally. Week is an invalidation. US 100, yeah, week is an invalidation. But in some pairs, fair enough, it has to be the body.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Then secondly, I don't know if we are still going to discuss entry model because most times I do analyze trade like this and set it up, and the trade will hit 50. But me, if I enter the trade, it will take me out before it will now go my direction. Now,
What entry model are you
maybe
talking about? We have done entry model. Key level is entry model. QML, inverse,
I know,
resistance
but
to support, support to resistance, normal resistance and support. What other key mitigation block? What other
what
entry
I'm
model?
saying, what I'm saying is that if I enter by through this 1 hour time frame, it
Okay.
will take me out before it will go in my direction. I don't know if it's because I'm using 1 hour.
No,
Maybe it's based on
allow
local
your
data or
trade to
something like
play
that.
out. This trade triggered today. No, not today. So this trade triggered on, was it midnight or thereabouts, and it hit TP today. So allow your trade to play out. Allow your trade to play out. The time frame doesn't matter. Allow it play out. This trade triggered on Wednesday. I think it was midnight or so, and it hit TP today. It's not bad for a 1 to 3.
No problem.
1 hour does not mean that because of you use 1 hour time frame, the trade will now take very long or be too fast. As a matter of fact, it's the volatility of the market that determines. Sometimes the market is just there. So you just let it be. Sometimes you earn money, sometimes you rest. Let's take somebody else. Taiwo, let me hear from you.
Okay, good evening, Sabii.
Evening.
I have two questions. The
Oh,
first question is, in a downtrend whereby it is clear that price is going down, I haven't taken the disruption. Now, if QML plays out in an obvious downtrend, does it make that QML a high probability QML, knowing that
when
QML
it
is more or
comes
less like a
to
counter?
QML, it's just a counter. A QML can only be high probability. As a matter of fact, there is absolutely no even high probability QML. All of them are just there. If there's a high probability, except if disruption was just taken out, fine. We can say, okay, that one is high probability. For example, now let's use this gold. If after disruption is taken out, now we see one QML around here. Now, we can say, okay, we can take this sell, like price create a KML after disruption. But aside that, it's just a counter of a the key level, the order flow in key levels, the most recent got invalidated, like this one here now. The most recent, which is this guy, got invalidated. Is it this guy that's the most recent? Yes. Okay, this. The most recent and the validation was this. So this guy here invalidated this recent key level, invoked with the body. Their inverse was this. So because as a matter of fact, it wasn't even a downtrend. Inverse is just of the opposite direction. So there is no inverse of that trend for QML like this now. The only inverse you can see is, like, for example, this cell now, we managed to take this cell T, this low gets taken out. We just assume that it was this that just engineered everything, but that doesn't mean that it was so high probability or something. Do you understand? And also, we can't be
Okay.
saying, yeah, we can't be saying we want to now come back to buy from this low because this guy has already been triggered and it has played out. This inverse here was the one I told you guys I took this inverse, this buy from here down to this point. So that guy is already gone, triggered here, QML, invalidated here, triggered here. And I want to give you guys a very good advice. If there's a QML below and there is just this, except that it is that series key level, like for instance, becomes support, except it is series. But if it's like the dual like this, I don't like the dual, they are of low probability. If it's like the dual like this, it's just better I take the QML than to buy from here. Say that this is the most recent. Just stick with this. Because for QML, there is nothing like most recent. Just the first one that was created at that extreme remain there. That's all. Except a new one gets created. You can see that we came all the way from this down to come trigger this. Broke up again. We came back to come trigger this. Simple. So do you understand?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. The second question, I was the person that was asking about the dynamics of the most recent key level. So what I actually meant is, for QML, I'm not confused about it at all. But what I mean is that about the most recent key level is why price is printing. That means, is it that the most recent key level has to do with structure too? Like I must know what structure is saying
Yes,
for me to
watch
really point out.
advance. Watch the order flow one and the order flow end. That one is about order flow of external, order flow of internal, and then order flow of key level. Then also watch the video for top-down analysis. You see where I stated that before you will even get to, if it's a new pair, right? Before you will even get to where you'll be talking about entry, you must have known all the directions. Like the three order flow has to come in place. Order flow for external, which is getting your range. Order flow for internal, which is getting your internal break of structures. Knowing the most recent two valid break of structure before you talk about entry. Why this God is just easy for me is because I already know everything about it. I already know I already know that the disruption has been taken out here and we are supposed to be selling. And I know that price are taking just the inducement here and is here to take out the disruption on this broker, though some broker this one here. I like 8K because it corresponds with my the broker I'm trading with XNES, Derive, and then and the rest of it. Yeah. So for some broker, this is not an inducement. So you just look for the one that corresponds to your broker, but I am actually using 8K, right? So as simple as that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's take second to the last. Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Aisha. Is it Aisha? So
Yeah, good evening, Sabii.
this is new madam.
Yeah, please, I wanted to talk more about the most recent BOS, the most recent key level, I mean, because this example on code that you used, it was from the disruption that you marked the most recent. Why can't we mark the most
Oh, I
recent
already marked
key
the
level?
recent from this now. I already marked the recent from this is we came all the way from this place.
So, do we have to come from inducement,
Yes, of
disruption?
course. That's why you have to start from marking out your external, because when you get your most recent external and you go to the lower time frame, you get your most recent external or the higher time frame.
Yes,
So when you get your
yes.
most recent external, now you go to your most recent external to mark out all your internals till you get your most recent internals. Now it is inside that your most recent two internal that you draw out all your key levels inside of it till you get to your most recent one key level. That's what will tell you what your entry is. If your entry is going to be an
Okay,
inverse, either QML or you're trading RBS, SBRO, or normal
or
styles support, or yes, just it. That's just it.
okay. So we should not mark our most recent inside without marking inducement and disruption first.
Yes, of course, yes. Because if
All
not,
right,
you
thank
just
you.
mark anything. If you do like that, then you
Yes.
just mark anything. For example, now that's why some people are trying to buy here because they don't know that this thing that is happening on gold in this from this level to this level is not even either the inducement or disruption. As a matter of fact, some people in this class don't know that disruption has not been taken out. Their own inducement is inside here. Some will say this is inducement, this is disruption. That's a lie. You
All
understand?
right, thank you. Yes, I understand now. Thank you.
Let's take another person.
Okay.
Let's take this Fabian anyway. Fabian,
Good evening, Sabii. Yeah, good evening, Sabii.
good evening.
Okay, so my question is, for instance, now, like, let's say that price is in an uptrend, and
Okay.
then the first key level fails, and then it sells down to the inducement
Yeah.
liquidity, and then it sweeps it a little bit.
Yeah.
So as it sweeps it, like the confirmation, that's my problem. I know how to trade that first level failing, then it sells to the inducement, but to continue the main trend of the market
Only
is
one
not
thing
my
can
problem.
happen. It is either, okay, two things. It is either it will fail the most recent key level inside that inducement, after sweeping that inducement, and then it will not use fast to buy, or it
Okay,
will
it's not
take out,
QML to buy.
yes, still inverse now, inverse QML, or it will just take out both the inducement and disruption. You understand me? And
Okay.
just continue selling. That's all. That's only what will happen. Aside that, there's nothing that can happen.
Okay. Then in the disruption, like, is there a particular zone to mark out in that disruption, like a POI, so that once price taps into that
No,
place, we'll
no.
now wait for like some
We don't trade
confirmations to push?
directly in a point of interest, like saying that we're waiting for price to touch our disruption first. No. The best
Okay.
time to trade is when price has swept liquidity. Both inducement and disruption could be used as liquidity. The only way you can enter is entering through a continuation model. Check any very good
Yes, that's
trader
what I want to know.
on Twitter. They only enter with a continuation. But
Okay.
what's his name? Anyway, let me forget about calling his name. Everybody just uses continuation because by that time, price has established a trend. Don't be the first to run. Allow early buyers and sellers to be taken out. Then you enter with the continuation. Of course, your confirmation there will just be price failing their own last most recent sale. And then you can enter inverse
Okay.
buy.
Okay. Failed support return to resistance, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Then you can enter with QML.
Okay. Then I can still enter with like RBS continuation trend, right?
Yes, you can. Why
Okay.
you still wait
Okay.
for the QML? Because QML is just like the end part of it. Once it's taken out, like this last QML price has created here. If anything should make and this QML gets taken out, then most likely we should be seeing this place get taken out. Except if price want to give us another fresh QML tomorrow again, which is just come here, give us a fresh buy here, do like you want to buy small, come back, take it out, come back, sell. Simple. That's if it does that,
Okay.
then the range, the consolidation market is still continuing. But a breakout to be better so that on Monday everybody know their whereabouts.
Okay. Then please, second question, please.
Okay.
Then in this range area, right? My problem is there are so many QMLs, and I don't know the most like valid QML. Like now, you just like this trade that you took today. You know that this particular QML was the best one, and you just took it. Meanwhile, other people are just taking some random QMLs and hitting stop losses. So my problem
I
is in
already
this range
explained
area.
that now. I said it now. That is the most recent QML. Anybody that want to take a buy QML here most likely has not seen that there was a buy here already. A buy here and a buy here. This one has to fail first for this one to hold. So in order for this one to hold, people have to wait for this one to play out first before this one. This one has not failed. Assuming that or the sell was this, assuming that this thing now took out this SL, then this buy people can take from this buy. But this sell was still valid for QML, so there was no need taking the buy. Do you understand me? It's always the most recent.
Okay. And then most important thing is that because price has swept inducements, then any QML to the downside that we see, we can take that trade, right?
What did you say?
I say like the most important thing is like because price has swept the inducement liquidity, any QML that we now see after price swept the liquidity, like payment to the downside. That's like a valid payment, like, right?
Somebody asked something similar before. QML is just a counter inverse. There is nothing like valid or invalid, except if you are not following your normal order flow, which is the most recent. This thing we are doing inside here is just counter. This is a ranging market. If there's anything we would have sold here, would have been if price are tapped on this inducement, even if it was to tap on this, like for example, now like this inducement now. If price taps on this, this is a normal resistance, tap on this resistance now, then create something like this, like a buy key level, just like wants to buy, fails the buy key level, you can take your sell.
Yeah.
Now, why are we taking that step? We are assuming that the whole power came from this point. Something like that happened on card JPY. Let me show you. That was the originator of that trade that I took. If you see, there was one line I drew. Oh my God, this class have taken really
Right.
long. Okay. I've been holding that trade for almost.
Yeah, I noticed that immediately price reached your disruption, you use the QML at the disruption area to sell down like a swing trade.
I don't understand what you mean. No. Let me just show
Like
you.
this.
You can see this high here. That's a normal resistance. This one here, this is a normal resistance. Now,
Yeah.
I saw this thing as like this was the originator of this sale. After that thing happened, see that thing I drew, what is what happened here now. You can see that price then created this one here.
Yes.
That was where I start from. This was my entry. And above here was my exit. And I am still holding till even as price is still here.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
this.
Okay.
This is not a valid external. This would have been a valid external, but it could not break this high with the body of the candle. It already had all
Yeah.
it is like this is their inducement, this is their disruption, which the two of them has been taken out. You can see. So the sales are still holding. The sales will keep going. Sales will keep going. This guy, a buy, is not supposed to be here.
Sorry. Okay, that place that you are marking now, I marked that place like as my inducement too, and then that's high as distortion.
Hi.
This like that low down there
This
that
one.
you are actually, yes, I marked it as my inducement, which price swept and bought to the disruption level, and then started selling to the downside. Then this one you're marking inside the range. Are you saying that is IDM or
That's your
what?
disruption. This is your inducement here. This because structure. This is a failed external. A failed external in the context that price could not break this high. It just created two most recent valid break of structures, inducement and disruption that has been taken out. So price is just going to sell. This is a weak low. Why is it a weak low? Because the high failed to break this high. This swing point failed to break it. So this high is supposed to even be taken out. That's why you see that if any buy comes here, I will not even take it because they could not break this point. So there's nothing that can engineer price strongly here. Instead, if sells down will even be better than any buy. Their external should be below. This would have been the external. These guys here, but this movement has swept all of them. So there is absolutely nothing at this point again.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, let me take one last one. Our time is exhausted already. Like one girl should ask question, cause
Ray should ask question.
Who is what did you call the person? Rain.
Yes.
Where is Rain? Maybe Rain
She's
understands
laughing.
now.
She's laughing in the comment section.
Rain. A friend said you should ask question. Just one hand is one thumb is off. Where is that person? Let me call that person as the last. Okay. Pascal, that's gonna be the last. Let me hear from you. Thank you.
Good evening, Sabii girl.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
So can you go to a valid external? Let me ask my question from there.
Okay.
Can you mark a valid external?
So I can. We'll have to go to the 4 hours time frame. Are you going with your question? Why? Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to look for an external with 3 internals in it.
Yes.
Not sure this will be. Not this either. So it definitely should be this one. Kind of. Okay, ask your question. Let's take this. Ask your question.
Okay. So sometimes when you mark your external, when it's producing internal liquidity, within the external, you realize that sometimes before breaking the structure, price comes back and clear all the internal liquidity and create maybe another big internal liquidity and then start creating other internal structures. Okay, what if after clearing those internal liquidity and it now created only 2 structures before breaking the external? Are you going to count them as valid external? Those previously created ones that was later
It
cleared.
just it just it's just a field external. But the 2 internals that are inside of it are valid as internals. Who is this person? You didn't talk about take profit. You can do 1-to-1. It's your decision. You know how much capital you have. 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3. I do 1-to-3. Any trade I hold more than that, I just decide to. I've probably taken profit in another account. I trade multiple accounts. So
So there's something I want to like this where your pointer is now. You can see that there is an external that later was taken. The one inside there.
this one, that should probably be an internal that price swept.
So that internal that was swept.
Yes.
Sometimes it will sweep the internal, and then when you count it, it will not be up to 3 internal again.
That one that swept it has replaced it.
Okay, it has replaced it.
Yes. Like this one
Okay.
now, this thing here, this one that is here, would have been a very valid external. Do you understand me? Yes.
Yes.
But this one that swept it here has replaced this guy. But the only unfortunate thing is that he swept it, but later could not break this high. So even this one is not even a valid external, but he has 3 valid internals. 1, 2, 3. But his own problem is that he could not break this high. But he has taken out the one that most likely could have broken this high. I would have been valid. Do you understand me?
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Do you have any
Okay.
other question?
No, thank you very much. I'm clear now.
You're welcome. Let me check. Now, this is where the work begins. You're going to do the work yourself, like the work. What they say, put in the work. It is today, after today, from today henceforth. That's when you are putting in the work. All right. Everything is there for you. You have everything it takes now to be profitable, to reach your dreams. As a matter of fact, somebody from TLS 2.0, you guys already know him. I'll post the car. He has gotten a 2018 Lexus RS 350 of almost a 65 million naira. So you see that trading pays. You just have to be on the right track. And you guys are on the right track. You have to study and execute. Study, execute, study, execute. No time. All right. So when I post the car, you see, because they sent it to my DM. And it's nothing different from what you are trading. Okay, so thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for attending the class. Thanks so much for being a part of the Evolution 2.5 TLS Trade Like Sabii Girl Inner Circle 2026. And see you guys in the end of month section by that's coming. Yes, the next section that is coming. I'm still with you. Not like the mentorship has ended. No, I'm still with you. So see you guys and take care. Jesus loves you. Sabii girl still loves you. I hope to see results, like real life results. Thank you and good night. Forever with you guys. Bye.